the Page of Candles. If I can only get a good look at them, I can soon tell you who they are. Now, with this Page of Candles in this particular message, this for me is always a reminder that, you know, this is a general reading. It's not a personal reading. And so the message, though I was channeling Capricorn energy, it may be that this message is not necessarily for a Capricorn. This message may resonate more specifically for a particular person who may be watching this reading. For me, my gift can be very visual based. So if I'm looking at someone, if I see a picture of someone, I can give a really good, you know, reading for that person, for that particular person. If you want to, like, say, do a I know some people do the cross watcher reading because they want to find out more information on the other person as opposed to like the information that's coming up in their energy. But while I see that reminder, this is about it could also be about the look of a particular person, like something about using your eyes to actually see someone. So I'm going to channel a bit more about specific Capricorns. I really was thinking about just earth sign energy in general, but the moon is in Capricorn, so we want to kind of see what's kind of hidden coming up while the moon is in the earth sign of Capricorn. But we have right now, while I'm doing this reading, the moon and Pluto are in the sign of Capricorn. You got Jupiter and Uranus are in the sign of Taurus, and then the Sun and Mercury retrograde, are in the sign of Virgo. So you got 2 planets in each of the earth signs right now. But let's see what else is coming up for this particular. This is the depiction on here on this Page of Candles. He's holding one candle. He's swinging from a chain, and he has hop frog on his toboggan. This looks a little bit like the Fool. I'm gonna see what's coming up, particularly for like a male earth sign. Well, it could be a female earth sign. What is hidden? Cards are a little snappy. It's hidden in that deep. That Page of Candles, you know, is often a very young, idyllic person. Could be a fire sign. Fire sign with a lot of earth sign tendencies. Very stubborn fire sign. Someone who's really like, you know, this is my belief, I'm not going to change it. Even if you're giving them like really good advice, they may be like a small person, like a man who's like a small frame man, someone who doesn't have a lot of big muscles, who isn't very tall or isn't very big. Messages for Capricorn, okay. So Capricorn, the 8 of Paws. So on this picture is this writing of the raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. This, only this, and nothing more. True genius shudders at incompleteness, imperfection, and usually prefers silence to saying the something which is not everything that should be said. So again, I'm getting one, like this energy of there's certainly like some hidden energy that is difficult to come out. Something is going on behind the scenes that's like, rather than saying like a partial picture of it, there's silence, this message about this Capricorn, this earth sign kind of thing that's happening. There's some kind of secret, something that perhaps if you're dealing with some earth signs, if you're surrounded by earth signs, there's something that is not kind of coming out. Something is very much hidden. With the raven, it could be something stolen. It could be something very sinister, very dark. The 8, you know, I feel like it's this, you know, it may be something about death. Like, you know, we really never really want to predict death for anything, but maybe there is some like destructive and regenerative energy that's going on there. Of course, at the bottom is the Emperor and Aries energy, someone with a lot of thoughts in their head. So I do think it's very intangible energy that is going on right now. You know, I think a lot of times we like readers that, you know, bring things into a very tangible realm, where they're saying like, you know, this person's name, they drive this kind of car, they are doing X, Y, and Z. This is some very intangible energy. It's something about like a lot of stuff kind of going on in this person's mind. I do think it is a man, this Emperor, who is coming out. This Emperor may be, you know, like someone who perhaps is losing control a bit. I'm getting like a lot of control energy, but having too many thoughts going in their mind at this moment. And again, it's the same quote down there. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I ponder weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volumes of forgotten lore. Something perhaps is, this is very much, okay, so this is very much writing. I feel like whatever needs to come out has to come out with writing it down. I know for me, and maybe this is kind of speaking to some of the things that I've written recently, which was kind of pulling from, you know, the dream state, a lot of symbolism. And I haven't shared any of that, but like over the past week, I've recorded a lot of my dream. And so some of the major thing that kind of popped out toward the end of this was this energy of like 555, 9/11. Something is about to happen. Something is a conflict is a brew kind of energy. So perhaps that is it. I know we have Mercury retrograde going on right now, so I have already seen, like, you know, people from the past kind of coming up a bit more, reaching out, saying hello, that kind of thing. Or it could be revisiting some kind of challenges that you experienced in the past. It may be that if you went through like a healing kind of journey, a healing kind of phase, especially if it pertained to what was going on kind of mentally with you. If you were in like a lot of mental distress, maybe some of those themes are coming back up. Someone is trying to kind of put you into this mental distress. But there is something about this document. Okay, I'm also getting the year 1923. So Forgotten Lore 1923 for me. I know that was the year that King Tutankhamun, the tomb of Tutankhamun was discovered. Of course, they found all this treasure there. The things that stand out to me about that, that probably aren't just like necessarily on the surface, was that there were 2,000-year-old musical instruments that had never been played since they were placed in the tomb. I don't think they were even played before they were placed into the tomb. And they were played on the radio in 1923 or so. And a lot of people said it was like blowing, the blowing of the trumpet that, and this was when the radio was first created. So it was one of the first things they did on the airways, and people heard it around the world, right? And they said that, people felt like it ushered in like this world war. And certainly like with this kind of the emperor and the document, we see this as a very strong energy that's happening right now. You see like the emperor as like a big leader, and the document, this could be like, a mug shot. This could be like court papers. It's very like Trump in the macro, like that we see going on. But this could also express itself in your personal life with like the emperor in your life and some kind of document, the person that wants to be in charge, and some kind of documentation stuff that is going on. So you may want to be mindful of that. It may be about a message coming in, something written like an email or something like that, or a particular story. But so that ushered in, people say that horn, blowing that horn, ushered that in. But it's also worth thinking about how Tutankhamun, his father, I want to say his father is his father Amenhotep? Could be, I don't know. I want to say that's the case. But whoever his father was the pharaoh who changed the official religion in Egypt from polytheism to monotheism. And you wonder if like that, of course at that time the Israelites would have been in captivity in Egypt, and if that would have influenced Judaism after that. But there was a short while in Egypt where they had a monotheistic religion. So that is certainly coming up in this as well. (1923). Someone, I saw that in spirit once before too, a document with 1923 at the top. It could be like some type of generational history to your hometown. If something happened in 1923, in 1823, 1723 is going back pretty far, so you may not know about that. But if you look back at your hometown, like what was going on around 1823, 1923, it could be 1/9/23, like the 1st of September 2023, something coming up the 1st of September, which is right around the corner. Some kind of crazy event that perhaps is going to happen, especially with all of this. You got Uranus and Pluto there in Capricorn. Yeah, that could be September 1st. Someone could be born September 1st. Somebody's court case may be September 1st, or something happens September 1st. I know a lot of Capricorns. I deal with a lot of Capricorns. Okay, I got a few cards that flipped over in here, but it's kind of too many. Two of Whales. Two of Whales. Sometimes it's a homosexual relationship, but that could be love. The Empress, somebody's mother or divine feminine, somebody being pregnant. The Ten of Quills, some kind of deception, stabbing in the back. And the Seven of Whales is kind of confusion energy. So I'm kind of seeing that. Let's see what else. Someone may be like Hispanic looking, light skin, curly hair. Capricorn man, what about this Capricorn woman? Someone may be rocking blue on blue. They may be in a gang, that may be their gang colors or a fraternity. Rocking a lot of blue on blue. Four of Quills. This is like, this energy is like, it feels like death energy. It feels like, you know, and they put the body on a boat and send it out there. It's not on fire yet though, but it's out on the water. This is like healing, transformation, crossing the bridge, in peace requisite. That feels like rest in peace. Yeah. The Page of Whales being there at the bottom. That could be an announcement. Oh, that my young life were a lasting dream. That could be the death of a young person. I don't really like predicting that kind of energy. But that I say that because it was something that was kind of coming up again. Like I felt like my prophetic message was for someone specific, and I kind of shared that message with them. But I'm seeing that in these cards too. Any other message? Wow. The sun, the moon is in Capricorn. Again, that Two of Whales. Make it to the bottom. And that Four of Quills. We gave the future to the winds and slumbered tranquilly in the present, weaving the dull world around us into dreams. Yeah, that definitely feels like kind of moving into the subconscious, into like the spirit. could be someone's romantic partner, but I definitely get the energy of like a younger person, someone perhaps a teenager or someone in their early 20s who perhaps needs like healing. It could be healing from drugs. A lot of people are on fentanyl and whatnot, Percocets, all of that kind of stuff. Let's go with something lighter. Mercury retrograde. Let's see who's popping back up during Mercury retrograde. Who's coming back during this Mercury retrograde? It's a return in energy. Yee. Hail. Mysterious and intelligent. Hell is other people. John Paul Sartre, no exit. That, the devil represents the Capricorn. So we're thinking about that Capricorn energy. Intelligent and mysterious, secretive, puzzling and strange, intelligent, bright, smart, and brainy. Is that like some end of the world energy? Every time I come to this deck, it's like giving me end of the world. It's giving me Area 51. It's giving me alien abduction with most of these cards. And getting that kind of like dark death energy in the earlier reading, and then that coming out, it's like, that's a lot. So many of these little small towns have like this dark energy too. Ooh. Starbucks. They're opening a Starbucks in my living room, Janine Garofalo. Starbucks. Is that someone that works at like a coffee shop? Starbucks, that could be like your spiritual abundance. Dunkin' Donuts, Panera. Jurassic Park. The park is open. We hope you survive your stay. That's almost like I'm sitting out here in the park. It's like, oh, do I need to be getting up out of the park? Is that a warning? Sometimes you feel like that. You never know who's plotting on you. You know what I mean? Unexpected and poisonous. Okay. Yeah. It feels like, kind of be cautious and watch your surroundings. I get that kind of energy with that Jurassic Park. It's like some kind of monster. You think about a dinosaur monster back from the dead. It's definitely given like, it's given like the Book of Revelations a little bit. I don't want to add to that, but clearly we are in those days. Clearly. But yeah, that's what I have for my Capricorn folks, my Taurus, my Virgo. I guess I'll share a little bit too. For some reason I saw, like, I do get this energy of the drugs. So I'll say this, it doesn't take a lot of, kind of clairvoyant insight to pull this. But, with a lot of the drugs like fentanyl and stuff like that, you see a lot of people overdosing. You may want to look at your paper and you'll see that, like, or like the local police incident reports, and you'll see, like, like the frequency that people are ODing, or that, like, the police are responding to overdoses and things like that. And sometimes it spikes because the batch of drugs that are out there have more fentanyl, or strong, or it's a bad batch, or it's some kind of synthetic that causes people to OD a lot more frequently. But it would seem like those kind of things happen in spikes. So know that you have loved ones who are kind of dealing with drug issues, and you probably want to get them some help, get that kind of trank shot or whatever it is called, that you can revive people, and just kind of prepare for those kinds of things. All right, anyway, I appreciate the thumbs up and the subscribe. I'll holla.